Good morning, everyone. This is your favorite radio host, Corinne Lafont, talking to you from Trinidad and Tobago. It's a lovely day today, beautiful, sunny out. Sorry for all those who are in winter or snowed in or not snowed in or shut in or whatever. I'm so sorry for you. Take a plane and come over and join me in the Caribbean. Warmth, wear your shorts, wear your spaghetti straps, walk around in slippers. That's the way to live. That's the way to go, people. So we're here and I'm talking to Sharon Tucson, Tooson. And lovely woman, lovely book, lovely topic we're going to be talking about today, having faith in your dreams. I know some people may think, ooh, airy fairy, head in the clouds kind of a thing. Nothing is wrong with that, head in the clouds. We used to live that type of life as a child until wham bam, somebody smack it out of us and our dreams went somewhere we have no idea. And now we're living a life that we're wondering, where did those dreams go? I used to remember thinking about this. I used to remember I wanted to do that. What happened to all of that? Why am I living this type of life? So we want you to have faith in your dreams. And if you notice, there are two main words in that: faith and dreams. So we're going to be matching those two things. We're going to be listening to Sharon sharing her journey, sharing her experience, and why she thinks that you should be having faith in your dreams, and the story behind that title, that conversation we're going to be having, and also the title of her book. And I'm going to be sharing, because I don't know, she's not calling in today. She's actually using her computer, but we're going to show each other in a little bit. But I want to show her screen because there's no visual, you're just hearing audio right now. So I'm going to show my screen actually so that you can see something while you're actually listening to us. And while I'm doing that, let me see if I can just do that quickly and then hop on over to give you a nice introduction about Sharon. So here we go. So the screen is on, and let me just introduce Sharon properly here now. Sharon Tucson is an accomplished inspirational author and motivational speaker. She embraces her journey with a true spirit and joy of the Lord as her strength. Oh my God, thank God for that. Sharon's love for writing began at an early age, which has helped her push through many difficult challenges in her life. It is her unwavering faith, and notice that word, people, unwavering faith, that continues to magnify the Lord's word in every aspect of her life, as you see evident in her writing when you get her copy of her book. Sharon enjoys inspiring others through her testimony with sincere hopes that they will begin their journey of writing their own story. Under her publishing company, of course, Tucson Town Publishing, Sharon self-published her first book, Unfulfilled Desires, Lessons to Finding Your Father's Love. And I have to have her back on to share that. In Unfulfilled, readers are transported back in time as she relives her testimony of overcoming the pain of fatherlessness. How many of us have experienced that, or how many of us are still going through that? This book continues to incite a huge buzz with many churches and organizations who request her lecture appearances on this socially unraveling topic. Her latest book, Having Faith in Your Dreams, which is what we're going to be talking about today, introduces a divine gift of connecting the thought process and dreams with the clarity and wisdom of God's words. Sharon holds a master's degree in health education from the University of Alabama and resides with her lovely husband, whom I haven't met yet, Darren, and their beautiful two children, Kyle and Faith. Of course, the book must be named after her daughter, and their beloved dog, Sammy, in Georgia. Now, Sammy wasn't mentioned anywhere else except in this introduction, so clearly Sammy needs to get some credit in one of her books. So, hello, Sharon, and welcome to Between the Lines.
Thank you so much, Corinne. God bless. I appreciate that introduction and that you just share with your audience a little bit about me. That is so awesome. Yes, Sammy needs a little credit. He's been around for 11 years. I appreciate that. And I am excited to share time with you today and talk about the book and just share with your audience what I love about writing and just have some time with you. So thank you for having me on the show.
No problem. I have to be an agent for Sammy. Sammy's not getting good representation, so I need to big up Sammy here. But so having faith in your dreams. Let's start with that right off the bat. Yes. Faith and dreams. Why should someone have faith in their dreams? People are losing losing the idea of dreams. Like dreams just sound airy fairy. You sleep at night, you wake up, it's gone poof. You know, I used to want to do this, I used to want to do that, or I always wanted to. You hear people say that, I always wanted to do this, I always wanted to. And then when you say, so why aren't you doing it? You see their
Mm-hmm.
face turns differently. What happened? How long ago was this as a child or whenever? What what is happening and how does faith connect with that?
Yeah, so I am a firm believer that God speaks to us in our dreams. Whether that's a dream that he just planted in your heart, you saw a vision, you went to sleep and dreamed something. I really believe God speaks at those times. And that's the subtitle. God is speaking while you're sleeping. And so all my life, I've been a big dreamer, and I couldn't make sense of it for so many years until I got connected with God and really understood that he was speaking to me and saying, listen, I want you to write books. I want you to speak to people. Because I believe that he wants to grow his kingdom and really wants people to talk to him and get in tune with how we can make this world a better place. Because we give up on our hopes and our dreams so easily, but we need to stay encouraged and know that God has a purpose for each and every one of our lives. And he put us here on this earth to do some wonderful things. And
Yeah.
so we can't just sit by blindly and let those dreams just fade and say, I mean, I wish I had a dime for every time someone says, I want to write a book too. You can write a book. It's not that hard. And so I tell people, believe in that, stick to it. If it's you want to speak, if you want to be on TV, you've got to really pursue your dreams and just come after it and believe that God put those visions there for you for
Yeah.
a major purpose. Absolutely.
Yeah. You just went a bit low, Sharon. I want you to either get close to the mic or something.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. A little better.
Right. Yeah, much better. No, you talk about God comes to them in or comes to us in our dreams while we're sleeping.
Yes.
Now, explain that a little bit because some people may have nightmares, some people may have good dreams that they feel good about, some people may have curious dreams. I want to call it curious because they're left wondering, they want to get the meaning of it, where is it leading them. Some people even forget their dreams,
Yes.
because I've had those where of course, I remember it while I'm sleeping, and as soon as I wake up or turn or get up or something distracts me, I may forget the dream. So when you're saying God is speaking while you're sleeping, I want you to get a little bit more into that because I want persons when they listen to this show, this episode, and this recording, that they can now move with a different mindset,
Yes.
knowing that when they go to sleep, whether it's a nap or whether it's in the night or whatever it is, whether when they're traveling on the plane, it doesn't matter. Or even sometimes we're sleeping with our eyes wide open.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a matter of sleeping with your eyes closed and it's night and you cover up and you're all warm and cozy.
Yeah.
Sleeping is a concept to me that you can be fully awake walking, but you have gone off to a different place. Your mind has gone somewhere else. And somehow people may be calling you and you didn't even hear them because you're somewhere else. That connection. Explain to me, explain to the listening audience what you mean when you say God is speaking while you're sleeping.
Okay. So I've got a lot of experience with this because I am a true dreamer. So first of all, let me explain that dreams happen in basically three categories of your life.
Mm-hmm.
They first happen as memories from childhood, memories or fantasies from your child or things that happened when you were a child. They happen of day residue, things that have happened during the course of the day that you will replay.
Mm-hmm.
And they also, third thing would happen would be futuristic dreams or visions for your life.
Okay.
So people will ask me, well, what does this mean? I recently had a young lady tell me, I saw mountains and there were three peaks of mountains. And um, knowing her, she'd been through some valleys and now she was at the top of the mountain in her dream. And
Mm-hmm.
so she was seeing that she had some more mountains that she was going to climb. So these
Mm-hmm.
are future visions. I had another young lady tell me she kept dreaming it was a bad nightmare actually for her.
Mm-hmm.
But what it was she was happening, she was cutting off the heads of kittens and
Mm-hmm.
she was storing them in a bag. And
Ew.
when she noticed, she said the people in her dream were her sister and her ex-boyfriend. And
Yeah.
so I said, what is your relationship with this?
Yeah.
Have they hurt you like kitten feelings?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the feelings that her feelings were so hurt like a little tender kitten. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why she was cutting them off, and she was storing these feelings in a bag. She
Yeah.
was holding on to all those hurt feelings, and she
Mm-hmm.
couldn't let go of it. And so
Mm-hmm.
she saw this dream as relief. So sometimes we'll get a nightmare, and it's really not God getting us a nightmare, but He's telling us you're holding on to some baggage that you need to revisit and let go of. You
Yeah.
need to let me in that area of your life so that you can be free of it emotionally and
Yeah.
spiritually, because
Yeah.
it's hindering you from moving forward. Like, she can't move forward to another relationship if she still has hurt and pain from her ex-boyfriend. And
Mm.
she's holding these little kitten feelings in a bag. So a
Yeah.
lot of times I tell people, don't worry about those nightmares, but look at them and see, did they happen because something happened to you as a child that brings you back to that memory? Were you abused? Was there somebody that hurt you that keeps
Mm-hmm.
drumming up these and they might be a reoccurring one. So that really tells you, if they're reoccurring, that really tells you there's some work inside. And
Yeah.
God wants to heal you. He doesn't want to keep sending you nightmares, but some people don't get it during the day. They just don't
Some
get it.
people
So God,
don't get it. So he
right?
has
And
to come
people,
harsh. He
yeah,
has to come
because
harsh
God
and say,
really has to keep you quiet. You have to get still. Now we're so busy,
yes.
busy, busy through life, and I really believe busy is defined as being under Satan's yoke. So when you say you're too busy to listen to God, you're not hearing Him because Satan has you so busy doing everything else. So when you get still at night, that's the time that God can really speak to you and hear and say, okay, I'm gonna have to send her this nightmare because she's gonna remember that nightmare, as opposed to me sending her walking through a nice meadow in Trinidad on the beach or something like that. Oh, that's too groovy. We're never gonna remember those sweet little dreams. But God is sovereign, and He's gonna send you something pretty powerful so that you can, oh my goodness, what was that? Why did I dream that? Why?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you really have to uncover some of the dirt so that you can heal. So I look at those dreams a lot of times, and I've had them in my life where I'm living back in my home in New York, and I'm back there, and I'm not understanding why I'm in my old room and the same colored paint walls and the same little twin bed. And it was either a time of protection or a time of hurt that I'm trying to get back to. So
Right.
let's say I've had a hard day and I go back to that memory. Well, I felt safe in my room and on my bed, and that's what I wanted to feel from a hard day or
Yeah.
something like, why did I go back there? So all of our dreams have a reason why they take you back to a certain spot, or you're replaying, or there's healing that needs to happen, or there's something that God wants to show you in the future that He wants you to do. So
Yeah.
that's what I mean about He's really speaking to us for so many purposes, either to heal, to mend, to move you forward, or to just pay attention to what He has for you to do right now.
You have shared a couple of nuggets there. I like to call them, well, nuggets are too small. I like to call them golden boulders
Okay.
because because they're so big. And you're talking about God moving, He's sovereign, and he has to wake you up, shake you up. He has to come at you big because He does
Yes.
nothing small.
Right.
and and we are so busy, and I keep telling people this. I said, you're too busy, you're too this. Why? Time is a thing that we have so much of. What are you doing that you're too busy to do this and do that you can't stop to smell the roses, appreciate God's gifts, appreciate what is around you, appreciate people.
Right.
And I'm like, that cannot be.
Mhm.
Because you will notice that you're busy doing a lot of nothing, a lot of
Yes.
unproductive stuff. And you're not, people are just caught up with the noise, Sharon, the noise of
Yes.
music, the noise of busyness, the noise of everything, that you really cannot hear God. And when I tell people I don't watch TV, I don't listen to radio, I have spent such a lot of still quiet time over these years, past few years.
Mhm.
It's been the best times of my life. The silence, the
Yeah.
staying away from all the media, the busyness, the
Yes.
noise. I have grown so much closer to God because of that. And this is why, like when you were talking a while ago, all those monks and people who go on pilgrimages, they have rediscovered a new person themselves, within
Yeah.
themselves, because of that silence,
Mhm.
because of going away, put away the phones, no TV, no phones, no this, no that.
Yes. Yes.
You have nothing else to focus on but you and the stillness. And so, yeah, and so it is such a beautiful time rediscovering the peace that God wants in you. And you're talking about dreams, and I love how you broke down the dreams into three categories. But I want to throw a little spoke there and say to you, at times, you watch a movie late at night. Some people are into horrors, or you may have seen a picture, an image of something, and that may play on your mind
Mm-hmm.
in a dream. how
Yes.
how would you explain how? Because some persons might say, oh, it's because I watched that movie and I saw that thing, that gooey thing, he killed
Yeah.
her or whatever, that's why I dreamt that. Or probably you had a bad experience the night before, you were thinking about a past memory which wasn't good, that played on your mind during a dream. How would you explain that? Because I know some persons listening to this may say, well, I was watching a movie and that is what caused me to have that dream. It doesn't have anything to do with a past memory or my future or what I'm going through right now.
And that's true. And that's where it's day residue. So that could be as simple as, okay, you did watch that bad movie and you had a nightmare after that. Or, for me, recently I was in almost a near fatal car accident back in November. And thank God he just pulled me through that. But I replayed that. And so that is part of some residue because it's a little trauma as well. But I
Right.
replayed it a couple of days after that. So it was just something traumatic that kind of impacted my life. And
Mm.
um, I had to take something from it as well. But a lot of times we observe stuff, or it can be, let's say, you were at work all day and you had a run-in with your coworker and you go to sleep and you redream this. So
Mm.
your dream residue kind of will tell you some stuff, but God still can speak in those moments because he may be telling you, all right, that wasn't so good for you to watch on TV. Maybe you need to turn that off.
Mm.
Maybe you could have approached your coworker a different way and had a different experience.
Mhm.
And so sometimes we have to pay attention to even the slightest little things. It
Mhm.
could be a color that's in the dream that tells you there was red that said don't go. Red is like stop, blood, don't go there. It's kind of a warning color,
Right.
so to speak. So
Mhm.
it's sort of like if you saw red in the dream, then God is probably saying, you probably shouldn't be approaching that. That's kind of dangerous zone there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that, we have to really pay attention, even in those day residue, even in those dreams that we replay from television, what we saw on social media. We can take ourselves to a whole nother dimension that God is not even intending for us to go there, and we
Exactly.
put
Why
those
are you
things into our
going there?
mind.
Why are
Right.
you going there? And you mentioned the replay. I read somewhere, don't ask me where I saw it, but it
Mm-hmm.
was some time now, and it spoke about humans are the only species that replay things. We
Uh-huh.
play over, it's like we torture ourselves constantly. Why do we? And when I read that, it resonated with me.
Mm-hmm.
Animals don't replay. No, animals would walk about, mind their own business, do something, and if something happened, they're not walking about saying, gosh, Sharon told me that last week, and
Mm-hmm.
and I was hurt because of what Sharon told me, or this person didn't pay me back my money, or that person did this to me, and I saw this and that. The animals don't have that conversation. They don't,
Right.
they don't replay past experiences. They just move along.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Humans torture themselves constantly by replaying. So it's like you keep punishing yourself over and over and over and over. So you're constantly living in misery, sadness, without joy, stress. Why? So
I,
the replay, even when you went through that near fatal accident, you replayed.
mhm.
Why? Why can't we let go
Well,
of those
and
things?
that goes back to the stillness. So the word says, "Be still and know that I am God." But
Mhm.
at the same time, we don't give over all of our hurts and pains to God like we should. We just don't lay it at His feet all the time. We want to hold a grudge. We want to get even with somebody. We
My,
want to keep thinking about it. We want to just be in our own feelings, as they say now. Like, I'm in my feelings. Well, your feelings are not. God was not really an easy person about feelings. I mean, when Jesus walked the earth, he said, you have to hate your brother, your mother, your sister, and follow me. He wasn't worried about how lovely you felt about your mother or your father or anything. If you want to follow me, put those feelings aside and follow me. So a lot of times we get that word and it's hard. And, Jesus is pretty tough on the, pick up your nets and follow me. I'll make you fishers of men. But
just like that.
Just do it. And people are so caught up these days and my feelings. Listen, you can't be caught up in those feelings as much. And we're human. So yeah, we live in this world, but we don't have to be of it.
I use those words. I tell people those exact words. I live in the world, but I'm not of it. And
Right.
some people don't understand it. You can see from their eyes rolling around in their head. They're like, what?
Yeah.
I say, you think about that. I may live in the world, but I'm not of the world.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's difficult to have conversations with people who live in the world and who is of the world, because they're just not at the same level as you. But
That's right.
I wanna use that to kind of segue into the faith in your dreams, because people are having dreams, and dreams here, as someone listening may feel, is just dreams when you're sleeping or in a sleep process, meaning you can be awake but your mind wanders off and you're dreaming.
Right.
But I am taking it more than that. It is
Mm-hmm.
not just in the process of sleeping. I'm talking about things that you wanted to do, things that you aspire to do, things that you wish you can do, things that you have a passion for, that you just threw aside, you buried, you just left alone because of somebody influencing you otherwise, somebody telling you it cannot happen, somebody telling you you're not real,
Right.
somebody telling you you're wasting your time, go
Mm-hmm.
get a job, you know.
That's true.
Yeah. So
So
it's not the dream in sleep I'm talking about now, because we spoke about how God comes to you in your dreams, and to have faith in him speaking to you while you're asleep. But now
yes.
we're transitioning to not only having faith in those dreams, but having faith in the seeds that he planted in you, because you mentioned earlier that he has a purpose for everyone.
Yes.
And so there is a seed or seeds that he planted in all of us that supposed to grow, that's supposed to bear fruit, become your reality, live the life of abundance. Those are
Yes.
the dreams that he put in us. And so what can you share with persons today in terms of having faith in those types of dreams, getting it back? So we're in 2018 now, Sharon. We're in
Mm-hmm.
2018. And
Yes.
people listening to this who have dreams and they haven't started on their dreams yet. They're living somebody else's dream. Who influenced them? We want persons to start today, on the dreams, the seeds, the dream seeds that God planted in them. Help them.
Okay. So let me tell you why I named it having faith in your dreams, because that is something it is something that I dreamt. So my husband and I met, we're almost 11 years married now,
Mm-hmm.
and we both had relationships. We had sons from previous relationships and marriages. So we had the desire that we wanted a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first part, as I was getting older, I'm aging, and we were having a hard time getting pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And so my mom, who is in heaven, rest her soul, came to me in a dream, and she was holding a little girl, and she said, "I am going to get her to you soon." And I said, "Wow!" And I could see the baby's face. It's just this pretty little girl, and I was like, "Okay, this was something." And I was trying so hard in my own strength, and I said, "Okay, I don't know what else to do, Lord. I don't know what else to do." And I was just diligent about taking care of my body. God was saying, "Take care of your body. Do what you need to do to take care of yourself."
Mm-hmm.
And I did. And a few months later, we were able to conceive, which is why I named my daughter Faith.
Oh, wow.
So it's literally having faith in the dream that I had that she would come to fruition.
Oh.
I went through a rough pregnancy with her. I was on bed rest because, cervix problems and different things going on, fibroids, were a point where she wasn't even going to come. They thought they were going to have to take it out because she wouldn't develop properly.
Oh, wow.
But I had to have faith in God that he wanted me to have this child, that it was a vision that me and my husband wanted together to have a beautiful daughter. And we just kept pressing on, and I stayed on bed rest for almost 5 to 6 months with her. And so there it was in that time in bed rest. If she comes out, her name is Faith, because it took every ounce of faith that I needed. My husband losing a job, him being called into court to face a child support order. I mean, it was like the enemy was just coming against us in every bit of a way, while I just was laying on my back and I couldn't do nothing but cry out to God and be still and know that he was God. And so I tell you, when I have faith literally had faith in my dreams, I have faith in my world right now. This little girl speaks life. She said, I know, Mommy, my name is the name of Jesus. She already knows at 7 years old that she's got a powerful name. She's so sweet. She is so sweet. I'm telling you, it's a blessing to have that. And having faith in my life now allows me to have continued faith for the rest of my life, because he proved himself. Just that, and that's just one example of what he has done in my life. So I just would tell people that if it's a job, if it's a child, if it's a vision of, like for me, it was writing at one point. I dreamt of writing ever since I was in the 4th grade, writing little books on loose leaf paper and tie them together with strings. I mean, this was a vision, and God was like, come back to your first love and write and find my peace within your writing. And I found peace in that. So I always say that God is not a man that he should lie. He never put something in front of you that is not meant for you, even though it seems impossible. You just got to keep faith and stay strong that he's going to make it a way for you to get to it. It may not happen. Now, my mom dreamed before my child. It was 3 years before she came to fruition. So I had to just continue to believe in that dream that he's in heaven with Mommy. Mommy's going to send her down, and God's going to make it happen. So I had to keep that faith in those times.
You know, the thing about it is that you rightly said, God doesn't give you something without preparing you. The fact that he planted a seed or a few seeds in you, you don't have to worry about the how. You know, when I tell people, I say the how is none of your damn business. The how, the how. Because people say, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do? That's none of your damn business. That is God's work. Your responsibility is to just keep trotting along. Whatever he tells you to do, you just do it, because he is, from the time he see you make a step, he makes 10.
Yes.
You make two steps, he makes 40, 50 steps already. He already started putting the people in line, in place. I mean, and you're like, I'm talking about it, Sharon, and my hair is raising and my skin, my blood is crawling, because I know what I'm talking about. I've experienced it, and I still continue to experience it. The work of God in my life. And I'm telling you, the man, listen to me, he's so cool. I wrote on my Facebook page one morning, I was so moved with him. I said, God is so cool. He's just so cool. You know, like when you would be going to school, I say, oh, that guy is so cool, or this one is so cool. I'm telling you, God is so cool. He is so cool to hang around. He's so cool to go out with. He's so cool to talk to. He's so cool.
Absolutely, every day, and we gotta talk to him every day, because without a vision, you cast off restraint. You can't cast off restraint, as the word says. So you've got to stay in line with your vision. Listen to his voice daily. Daily. I mean, if you don't get him in, it's all the rest of the junk of the world is going to come in and push his voice out. So we really have to stay connected in our word. We have to stay connected in our worship. If you're just singing a song on the way to work in the car, sing it to God and let him know that you're hearing him, that you're worshiping him and honoring him each and every day. And I think that's where people miss the connection, is just they disconnect from God, and now you can't hear anything, and your judgment is clouded by the words of the world and watching TV and media and talk shows or whatever is going on around you, that you can't hear his voice because you're drowning him out. So get still and listen to him. He's got so many awesome things for each and every one of us to do, and you've got to grasp hold of that on a daily basis and worship him. He is if you can't do anything but call out the name of Jesus, just call it out and believe that he's going to do a mighty work for you, and just see how much that name will just resonate in your soul.
Oh, oh, that's absolutely beautiful, and that's absolutely right. I am on your Facebook. I'm hearing a bit of static all of a sudden. I don't know where it's coming from.
Yes.
I don't know why, but I'm really not going to take it on in the name of Jesus, because we're
Okay.
through with good information, and anyone listening to this will realize that the information is more important than focusing on the static. Like we said earlier, the devil does everything to distract you, anything to get you to focus on something else than the word. So I am not taking
Absolutely.
it on.
Absolutely.
I am not taking it on.
And
Hmm?
somebody needs this message. That's why the enemy doesn't want it to happen.
Yeah,
So he
that's,
will try to mess up the waves,
so
but
I
we're
am
just going to
not. I
pray
am
the
not
blood
going
of
to
Jesus
stop.
over the waves. Yes, we are praying the blood of Jesus that the line will clear up, and everyone will hear us clearly.
Of
Clearly.
course, and they will hear exactly what they need to hear too. So they mightn't hear
Yes.
everything, but they will hear what they need to hear. So I'm looking at your book, which has a beautiful girl on the beach, covered by the wave like a blanket. That is so beautiful. Whoever did your cover, it is awesome. It is awesome. So
Yes.
having faith in your dreams, God is speaking while you're sleeping. So I want persons to get a copy of that book, and I'm going to be sharing that when I'm promoting the show. And I'm on your website, even though you can't see it. And I'm moving to your About Us page,
Mm-hmm.
right, where you talk about Tucson Town Publishing. I tell you, those two words sound like a little cartoon, I'm telling you. Tucson Town. And you
That's
also have
funny.
Unfulfilled Desires. Could you tell me a little bit about that? Even
Yes.
though we're not talking about that today, and I have to have you back on, but just mention about Unfulfilled Desires.
Absolutely. So, and that cover, and I will say I highlighted my son in there. That is him on the middle of the cover. Basically, that is about fatherlessness and how we're in this fatherless generation where so many young people, and even in our generation, have grew up without a dad. And I'm talking about the repercussions that I lived through, that my son lived through, my husband lived through, without having a father in their life. And so this picture of him on this road just is symbolic of him coming out of the darkness into the light as he is about to go into studying, doing music ministry for the youth. And he is reaching towards God, even without having a father in his younger years, but being blessed with my husband being his stepfather in the later years and finding his path because God is there for him. God sent him a father on earth as well as he's his father in heaven. So this is how to find your father's love despite not having an earthly father, despite having any obstacles or feeling lonely or dejected. God is still your father, and he's there to love on you all the time.
Exactly. So even though you feel that you don't have a physical father, but there are people who may be a father figure to you or can be a father figure to you here on earth, but always know, even if you can't find that, you have the best father figure out, the coolest guy ever. You know, God,
Absolutely.
Jesus. I mean, he's just the coolest guy ever. You tell him a secret, he's not telling anyone. So,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
It's safe
Yes,
where
so
it is.
that's what that looks like.
Yeah, he doesn't go around, sharing and spreading rumors. So, your secret is safe with him. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
I'm moving over
Absolutely.
to the meet the authors. Everybody's seeing a beautiful picture of you in your nice green top. Yeah.
Thank
Talking
you.
about who is Sharon. You look so beautiful. Oh my goodness. So people can
Thank you.
see who I'm talking to. We don't see a picture of Sammy or anybody else, but all right. Yeah, yeah.
I will work on that. I will work on that for
Yeah,
sure.
we're only seeing Sharon, but we're not seeing Sammy. That's okay. I have to represent Sammy.
Sammy gets lots of love. Not to worry. Sammy gets lots of love.
Okay, I'll be on your contact us. So persons who would want to reach out to Sharon, for any reason, just to share an experience, just to talk with her, whether you're a child and a child here doesn't mean to say you're under a certain age, because we are all children. Some people forget that.
Yes.
that we are all children, okay, especially in the sight of God, and we are all children, no matter how old or young we are all children. And
Hmm.
so if you're going through whatever it is, I would love for you to reach out to Sharon, especially if you're without a father and you're looking for, support, comfort,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And of course, having faith in your dreams, I want to come back to that. Having faith in your dreams, share, write about, make a list, sit down, have that conversation with God and make a list of all the things that He planted in you because He gave it to you. And I find it such an injustice, Sharon, to God that He put something in you and you don't take up on it, you don't act upon it. It's like a
Mhm.
waste. A lot of, I've read many times. If you really want to see where a lot of the potential has gone, check the cemetery.
Mhm.
People have died with their dreams.
Yes.
A
Yes.
lot of a lot of richness. That's the richest place on earth, the cemetery, because a lot of
Mhm.
dreams have gone 6 feet under. You know,
That's so true. And
yes.
I always tell people, even after their dreams or visions, whatever they see, to write them down.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think writing it down, as it says, write it down, make it plain upon the tablet, so that you know your plans that the Lord has for you. So when you write something down, it really kind of sticks with you a little bit more. You can go back and say, oh my gosh, a year ago I dreamt this, this, that, and that. And you realize that after you've written it down, you started living it because you believe it, because it's visual. And some people are very visual. So sometimes writing it down really resonates with you, that you believe in it enough to write it and make it plain.
Mm. Another thing I want to share with persons, and you can touch on it as well, is be careful who you share your dreams with. There are people who are like bloodsuckers, dream stealers, throw
Yes.
cold water on your dreams. And we have to remember that everybody have their own dream. Everybody has their own dream, and your dream is meant for you. So if
Yes.
you go to share it with someone, they cannot understand, they cannot relate to that dream because it wasn't
Hmm.
made for them. So when you're
Right.
sharing your dream with someone else or with other people who clearly, most of them probably might not have lived their dreams and wouldn't want to see you attain your dreams because hey, they're misery looking for company.
Right. And
It's
and that's why I tell people to write it down, because your journal is for you. It's not for anybody else.
Mhm.
And even if I shared with the dream and said, "Hey, Corinne, I think one day that I'm gonna own a whole marketing company or something," and
Mhm.
you start thinking, "I could do that too." Well, you know what? Even if you did think, "Okay, I could do it too," God had a specific purpose for me to do it my way and His way. And
Mhm.
so you might do something in your way, and that's a whole different ballpark. So everybody's thing is very specific to them, and it may not come out right for you if that wasn't the vision that God has for you, but it
Mhm.
would come out right for me because that's the vision He gave for me.
Yeah,
So we really have to pay attention and be aligned with, we can't compare ourselves to anyone
that's
else.
right.
We have a unique talents that He gave us, and He knows exactly what Corinne can do, and
Mhm.
she could pull off whatever she can do, but Sharon has a different path from Corinne. So we got to stay on our path and know what is right and what God planted specifically for us.
Because we notice that yes, two people may go down or one have the same. Let's not say the same dream, but you mentioned one and say I could do it too, and one may have success and the other one may not, and you're like, what am I doing wrong? What? Why isn't it working for me? And you know, it like you said, it wasn't meant for you, or the dream that first person had, God already planted everything and set up everything in place. So when that person started to move, everything fell into place. But you didn't have that dream. You took
Right.
up that dream because you heard somebody else say they want to do it, and you're like, I want to do it too. But get your own dreams. Get,
That's right.
get your
Yes.
own dreams.
Focus on your own dream, because it's not going to come with any ease. It's going to become so difficult in your path. If I'm trying to live Corinne's dream, it's going to be so difficult because that's not what's planted for me.
Yeah.
And you'll be wondering why you're coming up against so much strife and just trying to figure it out, but you've planted the wrong dream in your heart. So
Yeah.
really got to pay attention to what God is giving you specifically for you. It's so, I have a one wonderful friend of mine. She's doing a magazine and it's great for her. And she's saying, well, I want this magazine this way. Well, her magazine is unique from the other 5,000 magazines in her, in her industry. So it's very specific to her, and it's custom designed as what God wants her to put in there. And I love her for being so obedient, because she's listening every day to say, okay, God wants me to put this here and put that there and move that there and move that there. So she'll have success because it'll be unique aside from the other things.
You mentioned a significant quality there, obedience.
Yes.
Because in order to get where you want to go, you have to be obedient. Just last night, I was asking God for forgiveness for not being obedient to something that He showed to me, and I asked for two things from Him in the last few years: patience and obedience. And He has been working on me in that, on those two areas, and I've been doing pretty well. But there are times I kind of get a little deviant. I hear Him significantly telling me certain things, and I realize that I was deviant. So last night I was asking Him for forgiveness for that, and I'm like, God, forgive me for not being obedient to you when I knew I should not have done so and so, and I went off on my own,
Right.
And I asked Him for forgiveness, and I prayed, and I spent time with Him, and I do believe that He has forgiven me. I do believe that,
Good.
but I need to learn from it, and realize that I was wrong, and but obedience also comes with humility, to me.
Yes.
Because you cannot be wrong and strong and still be obedient.
This is true. That's good. I recently, reminds me of a post I just did a few days ago. I wrote, obedience is your success. Trust God. And so we just really have to realize that once we're obedient, we can be successful. And we just have to trust Him in those moments. It was so simple yesterday. I was coming from the gym, and I come past my park, and I heard God clearly say to me, just walk around the pond and spend time with me. And I was like, God, I got to get ready for church. It's early, and I started fussing with Him a little bit. I was like, right. So I said, okay. And He kept saying, just walk around the pond. He got a little indignant with me. And so I said, okay, I'm going to walk around the pond. And do you know, I walked around that pond, and I felt the presence of God just come upon me. And I was so blessed through the rest of the day. And I had so much peace because I just was obedient and listened to Him.
Right.
And it's always something simple. If He's telling you, turn off the TV.
That's
or
right.
A friend, take this person a gift card. Just call this person and say hello. That is obedience, and that can show up in your dreams too. Like this is good. So I'll think sometimes. I had a dream about an old friend or a coworker, and I'm like, why did I dream about her? Why I haven't talked to her in years? And I will reach out to that person and say, hey, I just, had a dream about you. You doing okay? Oh, I'm so glad you called. I was just feeling so low, and your voice is cheering me up. You never know when that other person is on the edge, and they just need a little lifting up, or a little prayer to come their way, a little somebody to give them a little sunshine. And that's why sometimes the dream is not for you. It's for you to reach somebody else. Yes.
I know about that. When he's indignant, just like he told you to walk around the pond. There are times when you have things to do. And God knows you have things to do. But He's like, I don't want you to work today, Corinne. Because I work from home, I have my own business. So He's like, I just need you to spend time with me.
Right.
He wouldn't talk loud. He would just be persistent. And he would say, just spend time with me. And you would feel something within your spirit, within your heart saying, oh God, all right, I'm gonna spend time. It's like don't matter, it's like don't matter how you try to focus on the work, you realize no, because God is saying, I want you to do nothing. I just want you to still, because He probably has something to share with me, to say to me, to reveal to me, to just be quiet. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't matter. It is for Him to just spend time with me, and for me to just follow what He said. Exactly. And just as how you said you felt such a peace, you felt the presence. That is exactly how I feel. There are times I just don't look at my computer, and believe me, I'm a person who lives on my computer. Any love affair or extramarital affairs is my computer. The other man in
Okay.
my life is my laptop. Okay, that is
Yes,
laptop.
I
So,
understand.
so I am like, okay, I am not opening up this computer because God tells me He wants to spend time with me, and we are hanging. We are hanging, and that's what
Yes,
I do. So
yes.
being obedient, being humble goes
Hmm.
together. It goes together
Absolutely.
because wrong and strong and being obedient don't go together, people. So if that's what you're doing, that is why you're having strife and stress and frustration in your
Hmm.
life and lack of success. Just go with it, go with the flow. Last night, I just want to share quickly, I was listening to a recording by Wayne Dyer about, can't remember the name of the recording right now, but I think it's can't remember the name of the recording, but it's posted on my Facebook. I had to share it last night. A friend shared it with me. And
Okay.
basically, what he's saying is that, when we were in the womb, nobody could have come in there and influence us and tell us, what, you don't have a nose yet? He said, we couldn't read sonograms to see you didn't have a nose form yet. And then he says you go to
Hmm.
nose therapy because you realize you didn't have a nose and you're inside there in the water swishing around. He says,
Hmm.
no, you just allowed. You were being done.
Right.
You were being done.
Hmm.
And you came out and you say, thank you, God. I'm so grateful. And then all of a sudden you're like, your ego took over. Your ex got out. You know, he just
Hmm.
you ex him out. It's like I'm in control now. I know better than you. I know what to do. I got this. So
Right.
he's like, we need to stop edging God out of our lives
That's true.
because
That's
he's in control of everything. You don't have control over anything. And if you
hmm
just let things be, you just let things be. Stop feeling that you could do this or do that, or you know more, or stop it. Because
right.
when you were in the womb, in a place where you had no control over
Hmm.
anything, you came out beautifully.
Yes. And you had to and as an infant you come into this world and you that's I think that's the terror when an infant comes out that it's like I'm in the world
I'm
now.
in the world. Yeah.
All the screaming, but in that quietness and stillness in the womb, it's like God was forming you and making you wonderfully and creatively making you and forming you into the being, and then you come out into this world, and it's like I'm in the world. I'm
Oh
in
my
the world.
God. Put me back. Put me back.
Get me back. Because there's so much this that it's going to right at birth, like boom, we're right into the world. And
Oh my God. They're screaming and crying at the top of their lungs. You
yes,
know, the
yes,
shock of it all. I'm like, who are
it
these
has
crazy
disturbed
people?
the peace
Yeah,
completely. Disturbed the peace that God has given you. And
right.
so sometimes we have to, what I call, have a womb experience. Go
Yes,
back
yes.
inward and
Just
just let that peace resonate again.
yes. When
Hmm.
he shared that, I had to listen to that recording twice, one after the other. I'm like, no, I'm sure I missed something. And I'm sure if I listen to it again, right after talking to you, I'm sure I'm going to get something else again. But that resonated with me that if we just let it be, because
Yes.
when we were in a position of no control, no nothing, we
Right.
came out beautifully. We were fine.
Right.
And as soon as we came out and we saw, oh, the nose is there, the eyes, 10 fingers, 10, oh, we got
Yes.
it. Yeah, we
Yes.
got this.
Everything.
I don't need you, God. I'm good. I'm
Hmm.
good.
Hmm.
That's
That's exactly.
ungratefulness. That's being ungrateful.
It is. It really is. And we've got to get back to a place where we really can just turn inward and listen again and allow him to just keep us safe inside of his womb. And even
Oh,
though
yeah.
we're outside, just keep us safe.
Keep us safe and just let things be. It is being done. You are being done. We are being done.
Yes,
We are
absolutely.
being done. So we don't have to worry about anything.
That's right.
You
That's
don't
right.
have to
Just
worry and
trust him.
have faith in your dreams. Have faith, trust, believe,
Hmm.
know. Have
Yes.
faith, believe, trust, and just know that God is who He says He is.
And he's in control. He is
Oh
in
yeah,
control.
oh yeah,
Totally.
oh yeah, oh
Absolutely.
yeah. Sharon,
Yes.
it's been a blessing talking with you. It's been a blessing. I love having these conversations.
Awesome. I've enjoyed our time. Thank you so much for having me on. I pray blessings over your show. And I just Thank you that you've allowed me this opportunity. I know you're going to do well. And when I come to Trinidad, I'm going to be looking for you.
You should. You should. If you don't, I'm going to post it up all on Facebook that Sharon came to Trinidad.
Definitely will. I definitely will.
Yeah, yeah, you got to. Once you're coming on this side of the world, you need to. And once I'm coming to the US, I'm going to hit you up and say, hi, I'm
Absolutely.
coming to the Tucson town. You know,
Absolutely. You are more than welcome. More
yeah,
than
and I need
welcome.
to check on Sammy and make sure he's getting his due. Sure.
He's doing well.
And meet Faith. And I
Yeah.
have to meet Faith because she's the reason for the book.
Oh, she is all about having faith for sure. She is an awesome little girl.
It's been a pleasure, Sharon. So this is Corinne LaFond, your favorite radio host. I'm the only favorite radio host, people, on Between the Lines. On Between the Lines. And we're signing off now. I mean, check out my show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I air at what time? 10:30 a.m. Atlantic time. Yeah. What time do you have now, Sharon?
My time here is 10:39.
10:39. So you're an hour before me.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
You're an hour before me. You're in Eastern, correct?
Yes, Eastern Standard. Yes.
Eastern time. Right, right. So she's just an hour before me. That's okay. We're still close enough. And so I want to wish Sharon a blessed day, blessings on her publishing company, continue her writing. She says she has more books to write. She's coming out with children's books. Is that correct?
That is correct. It's inspired by my daughter Faith. So we're going to be working on that hopefully this year, and we'll have it out in a few months.
Very good, very good. So I'm looking forward to seeing that and having you back on the show. Feel free to reach out to me. And of course, I'm going to be promoting the show, sharing your books, and I hope persons listening to the show would be able to connect with you, whether through your website, which is the obvious place to connect with you. I showed persons where they can do that, and of course get copies of your books, because there will be somebody, even if it's one, listening to this show that it can touch, and so it only takes one person to make the change.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you
so much, Sharon. You have a blessed day.
My pleasure. Have a great day.
Thank you.